Hey.
Hey.
And welcome to
KnightLight,
shining a light on the arts of Central Florida. I'm River Banks.
And I'm Maisy Sermon.
And welcome to the KnightLight podcast. Woo! We have a pretty great show for you today. We'll laugh, we'll cry, we'll learn something.
For sure.
Yes,
definitely.
yes.
But yeah, so River, what did you do this summer?
I'm glad you asked. I did my internship this summer.
Ooh, what'd you do?
What did you do this summer? Wait.
I also did my summer internship.
Whoa.
That's so crazy.
It's insane.
Wow.
For my internship, I went all the way up to the less than great state of New York City. I mean, New York State. City is not a state. You get what I mean.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was working with a company called Mythic Camps, and I basically worked at Camp Half-Blood all summer.
Oh, like Percy Jackson?
Yes.
That's awesome.
I was a demigod who taught more demigods, theater, sword fighting, how to be a good hero.
Wow.
What about you? What did you do?
Well, I stayed here in Orlando and I did an internship at the Garden Theater in Winter Garden, and we did Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors?
Yes, it was awesome. Such a great experience, and I'm very happy to have done it.
I wish I could have gotten to see it. I've heard great things. Oh.
Shh. No, you didn't hear that.
Ignore all the noises you hear behind the curtain. Speaking of curtains, let's talk about a curtain call. So what curtain call is where we talk about the current events going on in Central Florida.
Yeah.
Maisy, you want to start?
Yes. So the first event that we want to highlight is Theater UCF's production of The Clean House, and it's happening in our Black Box Theater on campus, and it runs from September 19th to the 29th. And here's a little blurb about it. Where love, loss, and redemption intertwine with humor and heart.
And if you're a little bit more on the spooky side, that's right, the vampires are back at the Ren for Nosferatu, running from Friday, September 13th until Friday, September 29th, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Go see the vampires. Go out, get some drinks, enjoy. It's a very spooky experience, I will say.
Yes, definitely an 18-plus experience as well.
Yes, 18 plus. No kids.
Speaking of kids, there's Pinocchio at the Orlando Family Stage, and that show is running now through September 22nd, and you don't want to miss that one. It's super fun.
Speaking of super fun, you can catch all that jazz at the Dr. Phillips Center, hosted by CFC Arts, Central Florida Community Arts, from September 6th to September 8th. Go out, listen to some music, some jazz. It's all that jazz.
Yeah, support the arts.
Support the arts. Support them. As you can see, we have a lot of special things happening here in Central Florida, and we have a very special guest in the studio with us today, Terry Thomas. Welcome.
Like that. That's good. I've never had theme music before.
Right. Hey, we spare no expense.
I appreciate it.
Hey, Terry, how you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for asking me to do this. This is cool.
Well, thanks for being here.
Sure.
Yes, we want to get to know you. We want our viewers to get to know you.
Okay. Do the best I can.
Oh, it's not that scary.
So let's get started. Terry, can you describe your career path? Where did you start and how did you get where you are?
Remember, I'm 66 years old. Okay, so my undergrad was in instrumental music, so I started out, I thought I was going to be a high school band director, and I did that for 3 years. It was great, but I was in a small school in Indiana and thought, oh, I'm going to spend my life here. No. So a friend of mine that was working at the American School in Kuwait called and said that they were having kind of a meltdown in their performing arts program, and they wondered if I might be interested. So I got hired, and I went to the American School in Kuwait for 3 years. Kuwait is a little bitty country right in the middle of Saudi Arabia, actually on the coast of Saudi Arabia.
Kuwait.
Mm-hmm. And I did that for 3 years, and it wasn't Kuwaiti kids or American kids. It was kids who wanted the equivalency of a United States high school diploma so they could go to college either in Britain or America. So I had people from all over the world, which was cool. And we did stuff like Oklahoma and Music Man and Harvey and Barefoot in the Park and stuff like that. So it was cool.
That's awesome.
Got my master's done after that, and got my master's with a vocal emphasis because I hadn't done the band directing in like 5 years, and I thought I don't think I'm ever going to. So I got the vocal emphasis thing, and then got a job at Cedar Point doing backup vocals and playing piano, and did that for 2 years.
Good old Cedar Point.
It was so much fun. Those people are fabulous. Then after that, moved to Florida because I didn't know what else I was going to do, and unemployment didn't look so happy in Indiana, so I decided to be unemployed in Florida. But I got a job right away at Walt Disney World. Not what I had planned. I was doing attractions, but it meant stand up, watch your step, stand up, watch your step. But they saw my performing experience. So back when Living with the Land was not recorded, it was actually live. We all got hired and had to do like a 15-minute spiel.
Oh.
It's the same thing as recording. It's just that we did it live back then. I found out while that was going on that I had an ability to do accounting, which I had never thought about. So at the same time I was doing all this stuff, I started doing community theater in Orlando and got everything kind of going there, and started getting jobs doing accounting at Walt Disney World. I ended up being the business manager for an entire park. I was like the business manager for Hollywood Studios.
Wow.
$25 million budget and all that stuff. And
To
all the
have
time
that type
going,
of budget.
how did I get this job? I have no idea.
A big shot.
Seriously. Unfortunately, Big Shop didn't last very long because we had a economic meltdown in 2009, and I got laid off. The entire training department got laid off. I was doing training at that point then. And I started to freelance. So I freelanced wherever anybody would hire me doing anything for about 3 years. And then I did something I never thought I'd do, which is get in corporate training. So I got a job at Dunkin' Donuts.
America does run on Dunkin'.
Yeah. And so does their money. I made so much money, like teaching people how to make donuts. By the way, they're all frozen. And
You just heard it here.
Oh my goodness.
Dunkin' donuts are frozen.
Frozen, hard as a rock, chew. Where's the coffee? That's just to defrost them.
That's crazy.
So I did that for a while. I'd been working part-time at a school here in Orlando, and their choir director left, so I took a huge pay cut, went back there and did that. Great kids again. I got tired of being poor, so I quit, went back to corporate America, lots more money, and then got sick of it. Like I was in a job that like I didn't like them and they didn't like me and everything was bad, so I just quit. And I thought I was going to be retired because I was like 60-something, so I thought, well, I'm done. So the first thing I did was CFC Arts, when they had a theater. Well, they still have a theater, but it was like in a church or something in the background thing. And they were doing Sweeney Todd, and they asked if I played piano for Sweeney Todd. It was just like 4 people in the pit. So that was great. And then I started getting other jobs, and then COVID hit. So everybody sat at home for a while, and then Garden Theater was the first theater in the entire district to decide they were going to do a show. So they did Hello Dolly, and I got the head waiter, and I was in the chorus for everything, and we wore masks for the entire show, and the masks matched our costumes because we had to wear them the whole time. And then I did like 4 shows in a row with masks on. And then right before that, I'd been doing You're in Town at UCF. The people that were doing the accompanist stuff were both busy doing other things. And so Michael had gotten my name from somebody, and so I was doing that. And that, of course, that got canceled by COVID also. But Michael was very nice and called when it all happened and said, we'll get you back, don't worry. And at 6:45 on a Sunday morning, he called and said, we've got an opening. Do you want it? And I said, sure. And got the job and all that stuff. So that leads me to where I am 4 years later. So here I am.
And now you're here with us.
Ta-da! Yep, there you go. There you go.
And we're very thankful for you here.
Thank
We
you.
really are. Everybody loves you, Terry. You know this.
It's all a facade, but thank you. Yay!
It's not a facade.
Yay! Acting. Okay, cool. Good.
Now I have a question,
Okay.
which is, what is the craziest experience you've ever had?
I hesitate to say this. It was a long time ago, so it's not as bad as it sounds, okay? But it was a crazy experience. I can't help it. This was a crazy experience. Everything else was boring compared to this. So when I was 24, I got carjacked and put in the trunk of my car. And the 2 guys that carjacked me went around selling marijuana from 2 o'clock in the morning until 6:30 in the morning with me in the trunk. And then at 6:30, Rivers kept going. and then at 6:30, the trunk popped open. I think I'd passed out because that's older cars and there were fumes and stuff, and it just was kind of nasty. Well, you can imagine it's kind of nasty back there. Anyway, the trunk popped open, and one of the guys said, "Don't go anywhere for 30 seconds." Well, of course, that lasted like 10 seconds. And I popped open the trunk, and the birds were singing. I was in downtown Indianapolis. The door was open, and the keys were in the car. So I drove to the police station and went, and they tried to figure out what was going on, but they could never find who did it. I didn't know anything about it. It was late at night when I got carjacked and all that stuff. And I wasn't going to tell my parents because it was gross, but I was fine, so it didn't matter. It was on the news, and my grandmother heard it and called my parents, and then my parents called me. I was 24, but they were bawled and squalled, and everybody screamed and yelled. And the first time my dad saw the car, he made me sell it because he said, "I can't imagine you in the trunk of the car." So he sold the car and bought me another one because he couldn't stand seeing it. But I know it was gross, but it was fine. I still think about that sometimes and go, that was a crazy experience. Therefore, you asked. That's the craziest experience I ever had. You think it was like going to Kuwait or doing something like that, but no, I got carjacked.
Wow.
No. Yeah, I agree. That was that was a crazy experience.
There you go. Yeah.
It's not what I was expecting.
I'm sure you didn't. I really don't want to talk about it anymore.
That's okay. That's okay. We can move on.
It's my fault. I brought it up. Never mind.
So let's move on. What advice do you have for viewers who want to pursue a similar career?
Like piano playing or just theater in general?
Both.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the thing that, because, I've done everything from doing community theater, and I love community theater people. They're so cool. But I've also done equity shows, and I've musical directed equity shows and stuff like that, and have friends in New York and all that stuff. But I think the thing that always helped me was I never put barriers around what I wanted to do. I never had a vision about anything I wanted. People would say, "Oh, do you want to do this?" And I go, "Yeah." Or, "Oh, I'll audition for this." "Oh, I got it. Good. Okay. Oh, I didn't get it." Because when you don't get stuff, it just means there's something else around the corner. I know that sounds like a little wackadoodle, but there is things there. Sometimes I think I get a little metaphysical and think there's a pathway for everything because you just never know, what's going to go on. But I don't ever want, what I want is you have 14 things to do and you don't know which one to do. So the thing is never to say to no to anything. And the other thing about not saying no is you never know when those people that you said yes to and some weird thing you weren't really thinking of are going to come back in a different capacity and go, "I loved you when you did this. You want to come and?" "Yes, I want to do that now." Yeah. So I think it's just really being open to all kinds of different things. And there's, the good thing about you guys being in school now is you are that way. I mean, the whole thing about, there's cruise ship stuff. There's cruise ship stuff available. Our stage technicians have all kinds of avenues to pursue now, Theater's not just about theater. Films are not about just film. I mean, everybody gets to do a little bit of everything. So that kind of helps that whole philosophy about just try everything, And I think that's it. I think that's the big deal is just trying to make sure you can always be involved in something.
Yeah.
Shakira said it the best. Try everything.
Yeah.
Try everything.
I called her about that, and she said it was okay to use it.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
As
why I cut it off for copyright.
Yeah, I didn't want to take her jive. Anyway, got it. Okay, cool.
All right. This has been really nice getting to know more about you, Terry. Well, we've had a great time getting to know Terry, and now it's time for Terry to fight for his life. Because today we will be playing The Moat. We'll be playing Jeopardy in The Moat. The Moat is our section where we play a different game with each different guest. For Terry, we have Jeopardy with 4 categories: music, theater, art, pop culture, 1 to 300. I've created these, so there may be some mistakes. But
The mistake might be having me play this, but we'll see what goes on. Okay.
but welcome to The Moat.
Okay. Do I just
Where
do
would
what
you
they
like to
do on
start? Yeah.
Jeopardy?
Yeah.
Okay. This is bizarre. Okay. I got to start easy just to make sure. Why should I say that? I'm going to get it wrong now. Theater for 100.
A blank by any other name would smell as sweet.
That's okay. That one's fine. A rose by any other name would smell sweet, right? I think.
Yeah.
Correct.
Thank God. Okay. I pick another one?
Yes.
I want to try the pop culture thing for 100. This could get me in trouble.
The summer of 2024 was dubbed blank by a musical artist from Cambridge.
Kenzie's looking at me like, I'll tell you the answer. No, wait. Musical artist from Cambridge. 2024 was dubbed. I don't know who's from Cambridge. Is it a solo act or group?
Solo.
Can I just guess? Is it going to be stupid?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Harry Styles?
No.
That's okay.
The correct answer was Brat Summer.
Oh, I would have never gotten that. Okay, never mind.
The artist was Charlie XCX.
We'll see. Okay, I learned something. There you go. I'm about to go to pop culture. Music for 100.
Name the 4 main instruments of the string family.
Violin, viola, cello, and string bass.
Correct.
Oh, good.
We've also would have accepted double bass, but I
okay.
understand.
Nope, that makes sense. You got the classy name. That's good. Okay, it's good. Theater for 200.
Name 3 stage musicals composed by Stephen Schwartz.
Wicked, Godspell. Oh, wait a minute. I could be wrong on this one, but I think it's not Pippin, is it? It is Pippin.
Yes. Correct. We would have accepted Wicked, The Magic Show, Children of Eden, Godspell, Working.
Working. You know that one, Terry.
Oh, okay, never mind. I got through it. That was good. Wow. Art for 100.
The art process of gluing multiple images, text, and words, and other found objects to create one whole work of art.
I don't know, but this will be interesting to find out the answer. Obviously, my art's going to be like learning things.
It's a lot simpler than you're thinking of it.
Art process of gluing multiple images, text, and words. I don't know. Well, I feel like an idiot when you tell me the right answer. Okay, that's fine. What is it?
Collage.
I thought it's a C word. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's good. No, okay, that makes sense. Was that like in the dictionary?
All right, let's do one more.
Okay. Well, then I want to do theater for 300. We'll see what happens.
How many minutes are in a year?
525,600.
Correct. Bonus points if it's sung. Maisy?
Can I copyright reasons? Am I allowed to do this?
Oh, yeah, you're right. We'd like to apologize to the licensing agents.
Yes.
I thought in there's some rule where like you can only do 5 seconds or something like that. Maybe that's not right.
Yeah, I don't know all of that legal,
We're not pushing it
legal
out.
stuff.
Okay, never mind. Good.
Oh,
What do you say?
we do have the right to the show.
Oh, yeah.
Since it is opening.
It's true. Go ahead, sing it, Maisy.
Well, I think you should sing it with me, Terry.
What key are we in?
I don't know.
D. I don't know. Oh, wait, before you start. If you're wondering who that disembodied voice was, it's our amazing producer, Mackenzie.
Woo!
Mackenzie is sitting behind the screen giving us our sound effects, our laughs, our corrections, and making sure we stay within reason.
Yeah, there you go.
Our guy in the chair.
Yes. 5.
Five.
5 right there.
Yeah.
525,600 minutes.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
good. I didn't know where to go to the first phrase,
Yeah.
the last
I
phrase.
was like,
yeah.
I think we'll just finish it there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
It's all good. Yep.
All right. And now, Terry, we're going to send a question to our viewers.
Yes.
That's right, viewers. If you answer this question in the below... Maisy, please.
Hey, viewers. So Terry's going to pick a question for you guys. And if you guys answer the question in the comments below, whomever is the first might get a little prize.
Yes.
So I get to pick up here.
Yes.
Yes, you get to pick a question, and then the people at home have to answer.
I'm going to say you're going to choose for 300s.
Sure.
Yes, do a hard one.
Have to. Art for 300.
I knew it.
Who is the Greek god of art? We don't have to answer.
Good.
Yeah.
That's for you guys.
That's for you. One
First
more time, viewers. Who is the Greek god of art?
I know. I was at
know.
Camp Half-Blood.
I know because I saw the answers before this.
Hi, my name is Terry, and I'm clueless. Whatever. Okay. Cool.
Do you hear that sound?
I
It's
do.
time for the final question. Terry,
Yes.
what is something that you want to shine the nightlight on?
So, this isn't political, but it's kind of like the world. So, of course, not all the time, but sometimes I'm not overly happy with people my age. Some of us tend to be idiots. And the only thing that gives me hope is coming to work on my part-time job that I don't have to work during the summer, Christmas, or spring break. Because people your age who are, yes, going to be paying part of my Social Security, I appreciate you very much, thank you, seem to get it. And people my age say such stupid things about people your age because they don't know any better. So I feel like if I wanted to be a teacher again, I would teach like, hi, stupid, anybody, you're required to come to class if you say anything stupid about people that are young. And Terry's going to be your teacher and tell you why you're stupid. I just feel like, everybody keeps talking about, oh, it's so weird nowadays and life's so strange and all that stuff. But what gives me hope is get these people out and get you guys in and everything will be fine. Just give it some time to settle, So it's kind of a weird thing. Not necessarily political, but sometimes it is. But that's what gives me hope for the future in my advanced old age is like knowing you guys will be in your 30s or 40s. I'll be 85. And taking care of business. So that's kind of it.
Well, it's nice to hear because Gen Z does get dogged on a lot nowadays.
All the time. If I hear one more thing about back in the day when I went to college, I'm like, you never went to this college. You don't know anything about what's going on.
But the real issue is millennials.
And that's what we're talking about on next episode.
Next episode, millennials versus Gen Z.
Is that really?
No.
Oh,
good idea, though.
Okay, never mind. Okay.
Thank you, Terry.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Sure. This was great fun.
Yes, we enjoyed every moment of you being here.
Thank you. I'm glad to be the first one. Yay.
Yes.
Okay. And we'll have you back for the Christmas special.
For the Christmas special.
I can use my elf costume.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Yay.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for watching, everybody. And just letting you know, we publish these episodes bi-weekly.
And you can listen to our podcast or watch it on Spotify, Amazon Music, and YouTube. You can also go to our Instagram and find in our bio a link tree with a link to our Google form where you could tell us about the cool, innovative, maybe even boring things you're doing in your life. And we'll shout it out on the podcast right here from me and Maisy.
Yes. And speaking of Instagram, please follow us on social media. We are at KnightLight.podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and you can also find us on YouTube.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye. $525,600.
River, we don't have the rights for that.
Hey guys, your resident millennial here. I am the guy in the chair, back behind all those cameras, hitting those buttons and making those sound effects. Be sure to check us out here. See you around.